Right here, is was the home of Jerry Goodwin. If you see, look at this picture here, and see this house. There was the home. Oh. We're standing just the other side of this house, and this fence was the yard of Tom Blue. Now Jerry Goodwin lived here. He was pretty happy guy until about the turn of the century, when the miners were disputing some of the pay and the conditions of the mine. Jerry Goodwin didn't like it, and he put his goon squads to tar and feathering some of these people. Excuse me. So anyway, they tarred and feathered Joe Lohman and his partner, and Joe Lohman was really the power for the workers. But Joe Lohman was upset. He moved out of town immediately. Shortly after that, Jerry Goodwin went up to the saloon in You Bet, got pretty drunk. He came home about 9:30 at night, and Marie Clark, his maid, was in the house, and Hazel Stennett, the school teacher. And he wanted to ask some questions. It was irritating the ladies, and the ladies moved into Hazel Stennett's bedroom, and Jerry Goodwin began pounding on the door and yelling at him. It was so loud that his partner who was in the barn 100 yards away could hear him. Well, his partner, Leroy Clark, had his gun, and he went into the living room where Goodwin was pounding on the door and demanded he get away from the door. And at that time, Goodwin spun around with his gun in hand and started firing, and he was met with equal intensity from Leroy Clark's gun. Before you know it, within a half an hour, people came from all over You Bet to see what the shooting was about, and both Jerry Goodwin and Leroy Clark were dead on the living room floor. Well, Leroy Clark's wife moved into Nevada City, and would you believe, lived with Lyman Gilmore, the guy that invented the airplane? Yeah. He lived with him. He was her cousin, and she lived there till 1933, till she died. And Hazel Stennett left right after that, went back to Grass Valley, and finished teaching school in Grass Valley. But anyway, that was the end of Jerry Goodwin, and after that, the mine was taken over by a company from Denver, Colorado, and they had a man come out and ran the mine, and he didn't do much. Matter of fact, he didn't do much until 1920, until the time he was leaving, and they appointed my father, Tom Brady, it was 1920, appointed him superintendent of the You Bet mine. Not only that, they let him, Jerry Goodwin's home was available, and they let him have his family live in that house. And it became my family home from the time I can remember till they burned it down in 1967.
Mm.
Who burned it down?
The Bureau of Land Management.
Oh.
Government.
Yeah.
That was your home.
Yep. Anyway, well, it really never was our home. We utilized it and everything, but whenever it was legally ours. Yeah. Never legally ours. Yeah. But anyway, Jerry Goodwin in 1903 he got in an argument with Tom Blue, and Tom Blue was angry at him and started beating Jerry Goodwin with a cane, and Jerry Goodwin drew his gun and killed Tom Blue right on the spot. And his son came over to help his dad trying to wrestle the gun from Goodwin, and he shot William Blue too. Tom Blue died on the spot. William Blue died later that night. So that was one of the disastrous happenings in Jerry Goodwin's life, and of course Tom Blue. But as you see, this was Tom Blue's yard, and their house was Jerry Goodwin, so they were pretty close neighbors. Yeah, pretty close neighbors. Is there any questions here?
What's your fondest memory of living in that house?
Oh, the size of it, the comfort of it. We had a great big kitchen. There was always a lot of food cooking. Yeah.
And how many people lived in the house when you were there?
Well, let's see. There's 6, at least 8,
Wow.
not maybe 9. When my brother was there, it was 9.
And what kind of animals did you keep on the property?
Oh, we always had a dog and some cats, and of course we had a cow.
A cow?
Cow, yeah.
And what year did you move away from there?
Not really. 1943. Moved to Nevada City. 1943.
And you were how old then?
9 years old.
Oh, you left it when you were 9.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing both